I wanted to see whether the average man from Dagestan could beat Elden Ring. Now the build for this is pretty simple. As my main weapon I use the Dryleaf Arts because everyone from Dagestan fights. Then I use the Godslayer seal with the Stone of Garank because people from there are pretty strong. As talisman I use the Flock's Canvas, the Rotmwing Sword Insignia, the Axe Talisman, and the best talisman in the game, the Green Turtle Talisman. Now if you somehow don't know what Dagestan is, it's a republic in southern Russia, and there's basically a meme going on where everyone from there looks the same and everyone from there is super strong and like a fighter in the UFC. Now this run isn't really a challenge because the weapon is pretty strong, so I just gave myself the rules to mostly try to no-hit everything. I eventually failed, but I also made the rule that I cannot use any heals. I always knew that this weapon was pretty strong, but I was very pleasantly surprised in this run because the uncharged heavy attack is so fast and does so much damage. It's really good, this weapon. I even know it the first boss, which I usually never get. Here he is, our champion. Just look at this beautiful man. Now, to test this build, and because it's tradition, I had to kill the tree sentinel. I should probably mention that this is New Game Plus 7, so enemies won't stagger as easily, but I actually got the stagger off here, so that's pretty good. Next I made my way to Melina, but I didn't accept her accord because, I can do this on my own. Unfortunately you can't beat the game like this, so even the Dagestani man had to accept her accord.
In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Now, the first on my list, obviously Margit. And my guy was not really impressed by his cutscene. Now, I did try to know at this, but he did his favorite move right after the phase transition. But, a good fighter also has to endure hits, so I kept going. And so the homeless man died, but he did manage to get one hit off. But we all know who's next. The strongest of all the demigods, Godric, the Grafted. And so, the only person who could best him was sent, a man from Dagestan. Thanks for the crit here, Miyazaki. And so, even the powerful Godric fell to the man from Dagestan.
Together to our home
My next destination was the academy, and I bet you didn't know this path, because it's the fastest. And next up was the Red Wolf. Now, I fucking hate this boss, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but this time I actually did pretty decent. He is pretty weak to damage after all, and these charge attacks are definitely doing work. I actually no-hit him this time, that's the power of Dagestan. And I was low-key too lazy to cheese Moongram here, so just watch. Just look at this hating ass shit. I'm opening the fucking door like I've done nothing to him. I literally just ran past him. Look at this fucking guy. Next up was Renala, and I thought this one might not be that easy because she's pretty hard to no-hit, especially first phase, but again, I no-hit her. This was pretty easy. Luckily, almost every attack of this weapon micro-staggers her, so this was just super easy. When I said no hit, I meant Renala, because look at this fucking guy. He just spawned in right when she's already dead, and he hit me. I'm not counting that. Next up was DTS, and this went as smooth as it could. Now, for the first time in the run, I actually used the physic, so I put the Windy Crystal tier in, because, you know, fighters are very agile, they can dodge a lot of stuff, and the Green Spill tier, so I just had a little bit more stamina. And spoiler warning for this fight, I got fucking hit by Grandpa. That sounds crazy, but I gotta admit I was a little impatient, and this is my third hit of the run. Now, before we get to Morgoth, look at the way I maneuvered this black knife. This was fucking insane, bro. That's only because I'm from Dagestan, bro. They just have it in their genes, bro. They just know how to dodge and react to stuff. Look at this shit. Woo-hoo-hoo. Sorry for that. Let's get back to the video. Now, Morgoth is one of my worst bosses, I gotta admit that. And I really had to lock in for this fight, but in the end, it didn't really matter. I got hit 2 times, spoiler alert. Look at the way he dodged the stone though. I can't even be mad at that. I look, you gotta respect that. Now, this might just sound like a skill issue, but look at the move he does now. Since when does he spin twice? Is that really my fault? I don't know. Maybe it's just a skill issue. This one is 100% skill issue. The first, but sadly not the only boss to hit me twice. Next up, our favorite Ginger, the Fire Giants. This took even longer than usual. I didn't have any status effects, and charge attacks against him really aren't that good. He pretty much has, not infinite, but he has a lot of toys, and I do barely any damage against him for whatever reason. Genuinely, how the fuck did that hit me? You know what, it doesn't matter. Next time I get back to Dagestan, after I beat this, I just need to practice a little bit more. Okay, yeah, I deserved that one, but at least it didn't kill me. Thank god that bitch is dead, but next up is an even worse boss. So I did attempt this without shield pots and without parrying, even though I didn't really parry in this time. I did try it, but it took me about half an hour and I never got them under half health, so I had to resort to sleep pots. Technically I failed the challenge, but yeah, it is what it is. Now this roll right here, I don't know if it was the position, but why did he roll so goofy? You see this? Why is he like making curves and turns? And why does he just keep rolling after he hit me? This attack is so buggy, I fucking hate it. Same with Noble Presence, just how exactly are you supposed to react to this? I know he does it after certain moves, but I never knew that he did it after summoning the Godskin Apostle. Let's just forget about this fight and move on to an actually good boss fight. And now, please excuse this sloppy Garank boss fight. I really tried to no-hit this, so I played as careful as I could, so it might look a bit slow, but I did get the no-hit, spoiler warning. That Malekith fight was honestly pretty flawless. I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. But it's probably just because I play as somebody who's from Dagestan. And now, after having unbound the Rune of Death, I can finally return to the Ashen Capital to finish it. But there's just one big roadblock standing in my way. At least I thought so. Now, in most challenge run, I mean this isn't really a challenge, but usually Gideon proves to be pretty challenging. Not just for the no-hit, but just even getting past him. Just because this light roll, which, look at this. Do you see how far he rolls with just one single roll? And then he gets so many iframes. I don't know, I'm not sure if he has normal light roll, or if only he has like an enhanced light roll. Unfortunately I didn't no-hit him, but, you know, just pure muscle, just raw power. Fighting power is just stronger than being smart, Gideon. Take notes, buddy. Look how he's getting shredded. Just pure combat power. Well deserved, I must add, because this guy is an asshole. But sprint attacks, the sprint R2 is very, very good against NPCs. I mean, Gideon's just so annoying. Thank God he's dead. Also, his stuff is not worthy enough to be in the inventory of a man from Dagestan. And because Godfrey is like my second favorite boss in the game, I fought him so many times. Every single time I fight him or try to know him, I just get cocky and don't pay attention or get impatient. And that's why I always get hit when fighting him, even though he's such an easy moveset. So, another spoiler warning, I did get hit again this time. So, I mean the no-hit run is dead. It's been dead after the gods can do. I literally died multiple times, but it is what it is. Now, Godfrey is fun and all, but I feel like Horalu is the most like lore-accurate fight for this build, because it's like a real fighter, and this fight felt so, I don't know how to explain it, raw and real. It's like a real UFC fight. It's the best fight in the game for me. Now enjoy the best man-on-man fight in Elden Ring. It's almost like Horalu himself is from Dagestan. Now, with my only worthy opponent dead, it was time to fight the final boss. Now, unfortunately I did die once to the Elden Beast, but second try is good enough for me. So, in the end, it can be said that even just an average man from Dagestan can beat all of Elden Ring pretty easily, except maybe gods can do. Thank everybody who watched until the very end. I appreciate you so much.